So EIGRP, we will see the last time we saw the EIGRP, how we can configure the EIGRP. Now and other features of EIGRP. Now today we will see some of the features of EIGRP, some of the more features, like for example it supports the VLSM. It has a VLSM supports, and also it has a support for route summarization. So EIGRP supports the use of variable length subnet. It actually supports the variable length subnet which was not supported in RIP. That means if we do the subnetting, so it supports that and it actually sends the update related to that. Like when you have a different subnets created in the one network, so it detects those subnetted network, and it knows that what subnets we have. It is important sometime because if suppose we did like this, like if suppose we have created a network like this, we have a one router here, and in this LAN side we have a LAN network. Now in that LAN network we created 4 subnets. So in a LAN we have 4 subnets here. Now we can say the 4 subnets of same network, like 192, 168.1.0. So for example, this is the network we have, and we did created 4. Let's say we created 8 subnets, and we put 4 subnets here, 1, 2, 3, and 4 subnets. Then other 4 subnets we put the other side of the network, like from the other side. This is our one side, and on the other side we configure we put the other 4 subnets. So here in this other side also we put the other 4 subnets. Now what happened when we configure the routing between these two sites, or these two designs, these two sites and these two routers? So the rest of the 4 subnets are here. So when we configure the routing, then what happened? This router 1 and there is a router 2 here. Now when they exchange the routing table to each other, so if they don't know that what we have done here, if the routing protocol don't know that we did the subnetting in this side, then it will not understand, it will not do that. And then what happened? It will not understand the subnetting, so it will consider the whole network as a single network. So that means what happened when this router sends the information to the other router saying that I am having this network, so it will say that I am having the whole network here. But that is not the truth. It is not having the whole network 192.168.1.0 here. It is having only 4 subnets of that network. But this router will send that I know everything. And this router will say that I have also the same network. Now this will be the problem. This router will say that I am also having the network of 192.168.1.0. So both will say that we have the network locally connected. So if any data wants to go from this subnet to this subnet, it will not reach, because these two routers don't know about it. They know that they are connected to the whole network, not the 4 subnets. They know that they are connected to the whole subnets. So they will not forward the data from this network to this network. They will not forward the data to other side. And if someone wants to send data from this network to this network also, this router will also not forward the data to this side. They know that this network is connected directly to their interface. They feel that this network is directly connected to their Ethernet port and the whole network is connected. So router 2 feels that this network is connected to this interface, and this router says that this network is connected to my Ethernet interface. So they will not forward any data for this subnet to this subnet. They will consider that this subnet and this subnet are here in the same place. They are not on the other side. They will feel like they are here in the same site. Now this happens if you use the classful routing protocol. Classful routing protocol which does not support the subnetting or even the VLSM. Now this EIGRP supports the VLSM and subnetting both. So when you configure the EIGRP on these two routers, then what happens? These two router knows that they have only 4 subnets of this network and rest of the 4 subnets are on the other side. So if any data wants to go from this subnet to this subnet, then the router will forward the data to other subnet because it knows that the other subnet is on the other side. This is a benefit of the routing protocol which works classless and which works with the VLSM also. So EIGRP also support the use of contiguous subnets, that is VLSM. In VLSM actually the fixed subnet mask will not be there. We did the subnetting based on the different requirement of the host. So it is like a discontiguous network or discontiguous subnet. So that can also be understood by the EIGRP. Discontiguous network is one that has 2 or more subnetworks of a classful network connected together by different classful networks. And this discontiguous network works by default on RIP version 2 or EIGRP. Now RIP version 1 was not supported because RIP version 1 is a classful routing protocol. RIP version 2 is a classless routing protocol. And EIGRP also is a classless routing protocol. And EIGRP also automatically summarize the route. Now this is interesting. The EIGRP do what? It automatically summarize the network. Now this feature is actually by default enabled. Now what happens if suppose we have the design like this, then what it do here? It do what? It automatically summarize this to a single network. Because these all 4 subnets are subnet of the single network. So it will do what? It will summarize that, and it will summarize and it will send that the information to the other side saying that I am having the whole network here. Why it do that? It will do what? It will create the problem here in this design because we have only 4 subnets here and the rest of the 4 subnets are on the other side. But when we have configured the EIGRP, so automatically it will summarize the address, summarize the network, and this router 1 says I am having the whole network, not 4 network only. It knows that it has only 4 network, but automatically it will do what? It will summarize it to the whole network. It says that I am having the whole network from this side. Router 2 will say that I am having the whole network here in this side. Now this will again create the same problem that they will not forward the data from this subnet to this subnet because they feel that the whole subnets are in this side. Router 1 feels that the whole network is on the side 1. Router 2 feels that whole the networks are on the side 2. So in this kind of design, if you have an auto summary enabled, then we should disable that auto summary because they will not do the routing. Now why it is enable auto summary? Why it enables the auto summarization and why it do the auto summarization? So basically it do the auto summarization for what it is, it do it for the ease of use, for the to work like a we can say it is to work like a reliably. Because if suppose sometime what happens, if suppose one of these 4 networks are here subnets, in suppose in some case like one network is having a flippery network, the cable is not good or it is not connected properly or something, so this network is coming and going or coming and going, or suppose the networks are coming and going in this side, so it will not affect the routing of these 2 routers. They will not forward the information that this network is come and this network is down. They will not forward the information because they have said that they has the whole network. So in case we lost the 1 subnets or 2 subnets are coming and going, then that will not create trigger updates between these 2 routers. That will not create the traffic between these 2 routers to send the information every time when the network comes and goes. They know, the router 1 knows that this network is not available, so any data comes to this router 2 for the network, it will drop that data because it knows that the network is not there, but it will not inform to the other side because it is not informing the subnet, it is informing the whole network. It is summarizing the network, it is informing the whole network, so it will not inform about one subnet come or go. So this will help like to reduce the traffic between the WAN links. So it will not send the WAN link, not send the traffic to WAN link every time when small subnets are not coming or going. So it will not generate the traffic on this WAN link. But in case of the design like this, then it can create a problem, and it will say that the network it will do the auto summary, and it will create the problem that the routing will not work. The subnet 1 will not able to send the data to subnet 5, 6 or 7, 8, or from this side also it will not go to this side. In that case, we should disable the auto summarization. Now this is the auto summarization, and it works when we have a different subnets of same network. So if we have a one network and we have divided into multiple sub networks, then it will do the auto summary, and it will able to do the auto summary. But in case in a large network we have an environment and where we have a multiple networks in different size, and we want to do the route summarization, so automatically it will not able to do the route summarization. So we can do the manually route summarization also. So in EIGRP, like OSPF, we can do manual summarization. And manual summarization we do when we have multiple networks on one side, and we want to send the network traffic. When we want to send the traffic by doing the summarization. Like in OSPF, we create the areas. In OSPF, what we do, we create different areas based on like the location, or based on like the site. Like this is my site 1, so I will do what? I will create an area for this, and in this site 1 I have what? I have multiple routers here, multiple networks here, and I'm connected to site 2 here, and where I have also a multiple networks there. So what I can do, I can reduce the routing table. I can reduce the routing table which is sent from site 1 to site 2 and site 2 to site 1. I want to reduce the routing table because of the network we have. Like for example, I have 50 networks here and I have 100 networks in site 2. So the routing table will get very big, and for that I want to reduce the routing table. So I will do what? I will convert the site 2. I will configure the site 2 as a area 0 or as area 1, whatever, and the site 0 and the other site I will configure as a area 1, and then I will do the route summarization between these two areas. This is what we do in OSPF. We configure them as a site, as a area. But for EIGRP, we don't have to configure it as a area. We can do the summarization from anywhere and from anywhere to anywhere. And for that, we don't have to configure the areas here. So area will make a complex configuration design, but here we can't do, we don't do that. We can easily configure the summarization. We can easily do the summarization from anywhere. Like we have the 50 networks here in this side, 100 networks on this side. So we can configure the summarization on this router which is connecting these two areas. So we can configure the summarization here. Now these 50 different networks cannot be, it will not be configured, it will not be summarized automatically because they are different networks. So when you have a different networks, they will not summarize automatically. When you have a different subnets of the same network, that can be summarized automatically. So if you have a different networks and you want to do the summarization, then you have to do it manually. Manually, that means first you have to calculate the summary address on your paper, and after that you will configure that summary address on this router. The router which is connecting these, which is connecting to the other side and which is sending the routing table to other side. So we configure the summary address here in this router, saying that when you send the routing table to the other side, so send this summary address. And that summary address means what? We have all these networks on this side. So this is what? This is manual summarization, and we do that when we have a large network and we want to send the network by doing the summarize, by using the summarization to the other side, we want to reduce the routing table which is sent on the other side. I will show you the example of this auto summary, and I will show you how we can do this manual summarization also. So what we have here in this design first, that I have this network 192.168.1.0, and I did the subnetting for this network. I created 8 networks here. In site 1 we have these 4 networks here, like which is the network addresses are like this: 192.168.1.0, then 1.32, 1.64, 1.96, and this is a subnet mask /27, that is 255.254. So it creates 4 subnets here. 8 subnets, 4 subnets I used here in this site 1, 4 subnets I used here on site 2. And what I did here, I have 4 machines here, and in these 4 machines I used one of the IP address of these subnets. First subnet IP is on this machine, second subnet IP is on this, third subnet, and fourth subnet here. Then the fifth subnet IP is here, 6th, 7th and 8th subnet. But these 4 subnets are on this other side. Now we connected those sites with this WAN link, with the serial link, and now if we want to connect from this machine to this machine, then we have to do the routing here. If I try to do this, if I try to open this machine, I have not configured the routing, so I want to try to ping to any of these machines here. So what I will do, I will try ping 192.168.1.161. Let's say I will try to ping this machine. Now what it says here, it says the destination host unreachable. It is not able to reach there because there is no routing we have configured. Now I will try to configure a RIP version 1 here first. So I will open the router here and I will go to configure RIP here. First let's see the routing table. Do show. So it is showing right now only connected network. It is saying that we have this network 20 which is connected to serial interface, and for the Ethernet interface we have this network, and this is actually what it is saying. It is a summary address. It is saying the summarization. It is saying we have this network and we have subnetted this network with this 27 bits, and that is what we have 8 subnets. But right now we have connected only 4 subnets, and these are the 4 subnets we have connected. So our router knows that there are 4 subnets and we are connected to these 4 subnets. Now we'll do the routing here. Let's say we'll do the routing RIP, and that is version 1. So if I don't mention version 2, so it will remain on version 1, and I will mention the connected network. Now in RIP what we do, we mention the connected network only, because there is no option to use the wildcard bit here. We can't use wildcard bits here. So we have to mention the whole network. We don't mention the subnets, we don't mention the IP address. We just mention the whole network. So I will mention 192.168.1.0. I cannot mention that 192.168.1.0/27. There is no option to use wildcard bit here. Either we are using version 1 or 2. This is what I do on this router. Now the router is configured here with the RIP. Now I'll go to the other router and I will do the same here. So right now if I say show IP route, so it also knows that it has a 4 subnets here of this 192.168.1.0/27, and these are the 4 subnets. Now it does not know about the other subnets. So I will go on to configure router RIP, and no version I will mention, so it will go by default version 1. First network 20 and then network 192.168.1.0. Now I did the routing here. Now I will check the routing table again. Now what it says here, it is again saying that it knows only connected network. That is the problem here. It does not know about the other 4 networks. It knows only these 4 subnets here. and it is not having any information about the other networks. They are on the other side. They are on this connected to router 1. They are not connected to router 2. But router 2 feels that it is connected to, the whole network is connected to this router 2. Right now it says I am only connected with the 4 subnets, but it feels like all the other 4 subnets are also here in this router 2. Same thing with this router 1 also. So when I see show IP route here, so it also shows only connected network. It is not showing any other network of the other side. And that is the problem we have with the class full routing protocol. So when they are class full, they don't understand the subnetting. They don't understand the subnetting. That means what? When they send the routing table to other router, that means when the router 1 sending the routing table to other router 2, it is only saying that I have 192.168.1.0. It is not saying that I have 192.168.1.0/27. It is not showing that. It is not saying that. It is only saying that I am having the whole network. And this router 2 is also saying that I am having the whole network. And when the routing table goes to other router, router 2 says, okay, you are saying that 192 is connected to you, but I am also connected to that network directly. So that is why they are not accepting the information of each other. This is the problem of class full routings. Now I will do what? I will remove the RIP version 1, or I will change the RIP version 1 to RIP version 2. So I will go to router RIP again, and I will change the version 1 command to version 2. Now this will do what? It will change the routing to version 2. I will do the same on router 2 also. And I will go to router RIP again, and I will change the version 2. Now this is version 2. We can see IP protocol, show IP protocol command. So we can see now this is what, now it is sending on version 2 and receiving also on version 2. Now let's check the routing table, show IP route. Now you see here it knows about the other network. It knows about the other network, and that is what it says, that the RIP, I know the information about the other network, and that is what it says, that 192.168.1.24/24 is connected to the other side. Now do it realize that the other side is having a 4 different subnets than this subnet. Now we'll try to ping it, and same as for the router 1 also. Now we'll check show IP route. Now it also knows from RIP about the other network, but it is also not knowing about the whole network. It is not knowing about the subnet. It is getting the single network there. What it is showing here on both the routers, it is saying that the whole 192.168 network is there. Now I will try to ping from this machine to this 161. It was saying destination host unreachable. Now I am getting the reply. I am getting the reply because now it knows that the network is on the other side. So it is sending the data to other side. It is sending the data to other side for 192.168.1.0 for the whole network. But in the routing table, what we are seeing here is the summarized address. It is a summarized address what we are seeing here. And that is what, it is actually a summary address we are seeing here. It is because of the auto summary. The same auto summary is enabled on EIGRP also. Now we will do the EIGRP. We will configure the EIGRP on both the routers and see what it shows. So I will go on to remove the router. No router RIP, and then I will remove it from the other router also. No router RIP, and now I will configure EIGRP. Now I will configure EIGRP on both routers. So router EIGRP, we have to mention the autonomous number, so I will go with 1 here, and then I will mention the network 20.0.0.0. Then we have an option. Okay, network 192.168.1.0. Now we have an option here to use the wildcard bit. It is an optional thing and we can use this wildcard bit also. But right now for this scenario, because we are having the subnets of the same network, remember it is the same network subnet, it is not a different networks. So I will not use wildcard bit, it will not help me. So I will do what? I will use directly the network here. Now same configuration I will do for the other router, router 1. I will go to router 1 and then I have removed the RIP. Now I will configure router EIGRP with the autonomous number 1 and then I will configure the network. Now this will create the neighborship and then I will mention the other network, that is network 192.168.1.0. Now let's see the routing table here on router 1. Now what it is showing here again, it is showing this summary address again, and it is saying that it is a summary address. So this is what happened when you have class full routing protocol, class less routing protocol. Whether we are using RIP version 2, not RIP version 1, RIP version 2, and we are using the EIGRP. They do what? They do the auto summarization. Now they are doing what? Auto summarization, and it is sending this, it is receiving only one network entry. It is not receiving the entry for the 4 subnets, it is receiving only one entry of those 4 subnets. This is what auto summary is. Now if I disable the auto summary, then it will get what? It will get the address without summarization, and without summarization that means it will get the separate network one by one, the 4 separate networks. So when you see in the routing table, you will see the 4 separate networks here. Right now it is doing the summarization, both the routers are doing the auto summary. So router 1 is sending only one entry for the routing table and router 2 is also sending only one entry. But when we disable the auto summary, then it will do what? It will send, router 1 will send that I have these 4 subnets, and router 2 will send that I have all these 4 subnets. And in the routing table of both the net routers, we will see these 4 subnets separately. So I want to disable the auto summary, so I will do what? I will go to router 1 first, go to the router configuration, EIGRP configuration, router EIGRP 1, and here the summary, when you give a question mark, you have an option here, auto summary. By default it is enabled, so I want to disable it, so I will say no auto summary. Now this is disabled, and now what? It will resync, and then what? It will send the complete routing table to other router. It will not send the summary address. I will do the same on router 2 also. Router EIGRP 1, no auto summary. Now this one will also start sending the routing table, and it will send the routing table without doing the summarization. So they do the auto summarization in case we have the subnetting or VLSM configured. RIP also, EIGRP also understands the VLSM, where you have a multiple variable subnet mask. So if you have VLSM, you have configured subnetting, then now it will send the whole routing table with the subnets. By default it do the summarization, it send only the summary address. Now when I check the routing table here on router 1, show IP route. Now what we are seeing here, we are seeing the separately 4 different subnets here. Previously it was showing only the summary address, only the single entry, but now it is showing these 4 subnets separately. It is saying that we have connected these 4 subnets, and rest of the 4 subnets, it is coming from the EIGRP and it is coming from the other side. So now it is no summaries here, it is not doing the summarization, no auto summary. Now this happens when we disable the auto summarization. But when you don't disable the auto summarization, it will start sending the summary address only. And summary address will do what? It will actually reduce the routing table. Now you see it is sending the 4 entries from router 1 to router 2, and router 2 is also sending 4 entries. But previously they were sending only 1 entry. That is the benefit of having the having the summarization. Now this is auto summary it do because of the same subnet. These subnets are from the same network. But if we have a different networks, if suppose in this side we have a different network and on this side we have a different networks, and we want to do the summary, we want to do the summarization, so it will not do the summary automatically because they are the different subnets. In that case we have to do the manual summarization, and for manual summarization we have to calculate first summarization in the paper, and then we have to configure it on this interface where we want to do the summarization. And EIGRP, on EIGRP we configure the summarization on the interface basis. We don't configure it on router, we configure it on the interface. Like if I want to send the routing table summarized from this serial interface, so I will configure the summarization on this serial interface. If I want to configure the summary address on the other interface, so I will go to that other interface and configure the summary address for that. But how you will do the summarization? Manually. Now in this case, if you see, these are the different networks: 192.168, 0.1, 1.0, 0.0, 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, 6.0, 7.0. Now they are not a single network, they are actually separate networks of class C. So they are not able to do, it will not do the auto summary. If we have these networks connected to router, so it will send these networks separately, it will not do the auto summary. So in that case we have to do what? We have to configure the summarization manually, and we have to do it on the paper first, and then we have to configure it manually. Let me show you first. When we have these networks, then what happens? What EIGRP do? So on this design, what we have configured the EIGRP on these 3 routers, and they know each other. Now on this Pune router, what we have all these different networks connected. So let's say on this side we have all these different networks. Now when we have different networks, they will not do the auto summary. EIGRP will not do the auto summary. So I have created virtual interface on this Pune router and given one IP of each interface, each network of those on those interfaces. So as we see on this Pune router, we have these virtual interfaces, and on each interface we have the IP address of one network. This is the first network, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh and eighth networks. Now these are not included in EIGRP routing, so this is not informed here on the other router. Now when I check the other router here and I check the routing table of this other router, so it will not know, this will not know about the other networks which we have created there, these loopback interface networks. So when I check show IP route here, so it is not showing about that networks here. So it is not showing about that networks here because we have not added it. It is showing the previous one here, that one previously there. So it is showing that, but it is not showing the networks which we have added there. Now these networks are not added into the routing table, not added into the routing, so it is not showing on these other routers. Now I will do what? I will add these networks also in this EIGRP routing. So I will go to this Pune router. It is connected here directly, but it is not added. So when you see the show IP route command here on this router Pune, it shows that these networks are connected, but they are not showing on the other side, on the other router, because we have not added these networks into routing. So let's add these into the routing table in the routing of EIGRP. Show IP protocols. So we have configured the EIGRP already here with the autonomous number of 10. Now what I will do, I will go to config mode, router EIGRP autonomous number 10, and I will introduce this network here. all these networks. Now if I want to introduce all these networks, then I have to mention one by one each network. Remember, first I will mention this network, then I will mention this network, then I will mention this network. Now here wildcard bit can come handy here. See, if I mention each and every network separately one by one, then it will take me time. But I can do what? I can use the wildcard bit to introduce all those networks with one command. So how I will do that? I will say 0.0.255.255. I'm adding the wildcard bit here in the EIGRP. It is optional here, but why I'm adding here? I'm saying this, that first 0, that means make sure the first value will be 192. Then next 0, that means I'm saying make sure the next value will be 168, and rest of the two values can be any. That means here we can have any value. That means here you will have 1, 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7. So all of them will be added into EIGRP. So this is the benefit of using the wildcard bit. So with the one command, I added all those networks into routing table. Now what? When I see the show IP route command here, so it shows that these networks are connected. But now I will go to the other router. Previously it was not showing those networks here, but now I will run show IP route command, and you can see now it is showing all those networks here. It is showing all those networks here. Now remember, it is not doing the auto summarization. Remember, when we have a different subnets of same network, it did the auto summary. Auto summary is enabled by default, and it is also enabled here, but it is not showing the summary address. It is showing the separate network separately, because actually these are separate networks. Now in this case it will not work, the auto summary will not work. So in this case we have to do the manual summarization. To reduce the routing table, we have to do the manual summarization, and for that first we have to calculate it on the paper. So on the paper, that means we have to first calculate the summary address. So how we will calculate it? Very simple. These are the different networks we have. We have to only see that how many common bits we have in all these networks from left to right. How many common bits we have. Now first value is 192. So 192 is common in every network, so it is common bits. Then second is 168, that is also common for every network, so we can say that this is also common. Now the changes are starting from this third part. So I will convert the third part into this zeros, these bits. So okay, now first network, here we have 0. That means all these bits are 0, no value. Okay. Then the second network has 1. Now 1 means this first bit is on. The first bit is on, the first bit value is 1. That is why we are getting value 1 here. Okay, now the second network, a third network has 2. Now 2 means this second bit is on. The second bit value is 2. Then third network, it is this one is having 3. Now 3 means this 2 plus 1, and that is 3. That means this 2 bits are on and all the rest of the bits are 0. Then 4 means this third bit is on and all these other bits are off. This third bit value is 4. Then 5 means this third bit on, that means 4. First bit on, that means 1, plus we will get 5. Then for 6, this third bit is 4, second bit is 2, and total it is 6. So these 2 bits are on, other bits are off. And for 7, what we have 4 bit, this bit, third bit on 4, second bit on 6, and first bit on, we get 7. So these 3 bits are on and rest of the bits are off. Now when we calculate how many common bits we have, so we have the common bits here, first 8 bits. So these 8 bits are common here. Then second 8 bits is also common, so I will use that also as a common bits. Now in this third part we have the changes, but we have the changes after this 5 bits. If you see, we have changes on all these 3 bits, but in all networks these 5 bits are still same. So I can calculate this 5 bits. Now after that it has changes here. It is not having a changes here, but still it is having the changes here, so this all will be counted as a changed. So we can say that all the bits are now not same, they are changed. So when we calculate the common bits here, so we have 8, 8, 16 plus 5. 16 plus 5, we have 21 common bits. Now what will be the summary address for these all networks? So first we will use our smallest network. These are the 8 networks we have, and all these 8 networks, the small one is this first one, because here we have 0 and here we have 7. So this one is the small one. So I will use this as a network address. For the summary address, I will say this is the network address 192.168.0.0. And for the wildcard, for the subnet mask, I will use these common bits, and the common bits are /21, and this will become the subnet mask for the summary address. This /21 means what? The first bit is on, that means 255. If you write it like this, so 255 dot, the second bits are also on, 255, and here in the third part we have 5 bits on, like 21. For 21 we have to take 5 bits on from here. So when you enable the 5 bits, the value will be 248. Zero. So either you write /21 or you write this subnet mask, both are same. So this will be our summary address if you write it like this. So this is the minimum address /21. Where did we get this 21? We get the 21 by calculating the common bits in all the networks. If I want to write this subnet mask 21 as a subnet mask like this, so I can write it like this, 255.255.248.0. So where I get this subnet mask, I get it from this 21. Now if we want to do the summary, so we calculated the summary address, this is the summary address. Now we can do this on our router, and we tell the router that if you want to send the routing table, then send this summary address. Instead of sending all these networks separately, send this single entry, send this single summary address. So on the Pune router, what we will do, we will configure the summary, and we say that when you send this routing table to this side, that means we will go to this interface, and we will configure that if you want to send the routing table on this side, then send this summary address instead of sending this whole routing table. So let's see how it works. So here on Pune we did not configure the summary. Auto summary is not working because they are different subnets, different networks. So when you check the Thane router, it shows the separate entries for each network. But now when we do the summary, then it will do what? It will show the single network. And we do this on this interface, because in this interface it is sending the routing table on this side. So we can configure the summarization on EIGRP on interface basis. So I will go to this Pune router, and I will go to that interface serial 0/1. That is the interface we want to send the summary address. And then here you have a command. If you see the question mark, you have a command IP here. So first put IP here, and then you have a command summary address to perform the address summarization. So I will say summary address, and then it says what? It is for EIGRP. That means it is only for EIGRP. The command is available on the interface, but it is only for EIGRP. Now when I put the question mark, it says what is the autonomous number. So autonomous number is 10. Then it asks me the summary address here. Now the address we have calculated, so I know the address is 192.168.0.0. Now it says what will be the IP network mask. Now the subnet mask we will mention what we have calculated in the summary address. So we have calculated it is 255.255.248.0. This is what we have calculated. And then we can add also the AD value if you like, but we can go for the we can press enter here also. The command is completed. This is the optional option here to add the AD value. This AD value we use if suppose we have multiple networks, so we can do change the priority of the network by using this AD value, but right now we don't need it, so I will press enter directly, and it did the new adjacency here. It refreshes the routing table to send, and now when you check the other router here, in this side still it will show you the whole network connected because it is connected here. Now when I go to the other router, previously it was showing each network separately because it was not able to do the auto summary. Now I will check show IP root, and you can see now it is showing a single network here. It is showing 192.168.0.0/21. Remember what we did? We calculated this, and this 21 means all those networks are on this side. So router knows that all the other networks are on this side, and if any data comes, if any packet comes for these networks, it will send into this side on this router Pune. We can check this by trying to ping IP address of each these networks. So I will go to one of this machine here, and I will go for command prompt, and what I will do, I will try to ping 192.168.0.1. I'm getting the reply. It is a virtual interface, but still I'm getting the reply. But what is the main point here, that this Thane router knows that the network is on Pune and it is sending the data to that side. It is sending the data to that side. But now, okay, I will try to ping again 1.1. I'm getting the reply because the router is sending the data to that side. Then 2.1, it is also getting the reply, and all these networks will get reply. Let's say I will ping directly 7.1, this last network. I'm getting the reply. Why I'm getting the reply? Because this Thane router is doing what? It is sending the data to this side, because it knows that all those networks are on this side, unless it has only one entry here in a routing table, but still it knows that all these networks from this 0 to 7, all these networks are on this side. Now I will try to ping 8.1. Now see what happens. Now it is not saying timeout. It is saying destination host unreachable, because it does not know that that network is on that side. It is not able to send the data. We can see it on the simulation mode, that where the packet is ending. I will go on to ping this again 8.1. Now when you see, this is the ping request, it is going. Now when you say where it goes to switch, it goes to router, but now router is not able to forward the packet because it does not know that where to forward the packet. It is sending the reply saying destination host unreachable. This is happening because it does not know. Now if I try to ping any of these networks, so it knows about the network. Now this time this ping request will go, and it knows that where these networks are, so it sends the data to that side, and that router sends the reply. So the summary address, with the summary address, it knows that all these networks are on this side. So this is a manual summarization. Auto summarization works when you don't have when you have a subnetting, but manual summarization works when we don't have a subnets. We don't have a subnetting or VLSN. We have a separate networks here in this side. So it will not work. The auto summary will not work. So we can do the manual summarization. Now the manual summarization, you can't do it for the RIP. You can do it for OSPF, but for that you have to make sure you configure the different areas. And here we don't have to configure different areas. We can do the summarization anytime, and we can do it from any interface, and we can do it on interface basis. That is the benefit of the EIGRP we have. So this is the VLSM, and summarization, it supports the EIGRP.